Hello everybody, it's Mike 2K here. Today on the channel we are actually going to start a series of a start today. We are going to use the team of the Chicago Bulls for this series, mainly because they're my favorite team and I'm sick and tired of seeing them become mediocre and I would like them to be a good team. Now we're going to run through the settings really quick. I'm obviously not going to mess with the salary cap or anything. I am, however, though, going to mess with the trade issues because it will make rebuilding easier as opposed to having to wait 6 years to trade somebody. And then obviously I'm going to edit the gameplay to Hall of Fame just in case on occasion, maybe if I jump in 1 or 2 games in the series. Now once this loads, we will end up seeing the awards that 2K gives out and I will give my thoughts and opinions on them. Mainly just who I think should get it. Russell Westbrook gets MVP. I feel that's accurate. He had a phenomenal season. He carried a subpar team to a pretty decent record. They gave Dario Saric Rookie of the Year. I personally am more of a process fan. I would give it to Joel Embiid if he played more games, but since he didn't, Dario Saric I feel is definitely deserving. James Johnson got Sixth Man of the Year. I feel it should have gone to either Lou Williams or Eric Gordon. They both have phenomenal years. It just sucks they're on the same team to kind of sap that sixth man away from each other. So it kind of ends up going to James Johnson. Rudy Gobert gets Defensive Player of the Year. I feel it should go more to Kawhi Leonard as he is a more versatile defender, and I just feel like it should be either him or Draymond, not somebody that just guards the rim, but somebody who gets the steals and is more overall of a defender. Nikola Jokic, the Joker, gets Most Improved Player. I totally support Giannis. I feel Giannis will be a superstar, so I honestly feel like Giannis should have gotten Most Improved. He carried that Bucks team that was riddled with injuries into the playoffs and just had a phenomenal year. And of course, Steve Kerr gets Coach of the Year because in 2K's world, if you have the best record, you automatically get Coach of the Year no matter what. And here we're just kind of running through some of the All-NBA teams that 2K gave out. We had Jimmy Butler make All-Defensive First Team, which is nice. And we get to simulate the playoffs. Golden State wins it. Curry is your finals MVP. They actually ended up winning in 5 games. I hope the series goes longer than that, as this is what we've been waiting on all year. The Spurs took Golden State to 6, and Boston somehow takes Cleveland to 6. I don't see that, nor do I see the Spurs getting to 6 games with Golden State. Now we're going to move on to player retirement. And we've obviously got some of the veterans. Paul Pierce, obviously. Jamal Crawford's actually leaving, as is Ginobili, unfortunately. That's quite unfortunate. I was hoping to sign maybe Ginobili to a fairly cheap deal this offseason. Now we're going to go ahead and go to league meetings. Hate these pointless league meetings. They don't cover what the league meetings really should cover with the problems that are in the actual NBA. They just worry about your shot clock. Now we're going to go to the draft lottery. I know we don't have a lottery pick, but it's kind of wishful, hopeful thinking that 2K bails us out and has the Kings pick drop all the way to 11, which unfortunately doesn't. The Magic, Lakers, and 76ers are the top picks with Brooklyn. The Brooklyn pick, which the Celtics have, dropping all the way to the 4th spot. We currently have the 16th overall pick. Now we're going to go to the staff. I'm actually going to clean house. I don't like Fred Hoiberg. I was very upset when the Bulls got rid of Tom Thibodeau, and so I'm going to clean out his whole staff, mainly so then I can put in my own staff. As now this is my team, I want things done my way, and I would like to be on the same page. Basically what that means is I just want the best overall person at each position, except for a couple of few exceptions, like the head coach. I do technically actually look at head coaches a little bit, mainly because I look at their playbooks. And I feel Kevin McHale is the best fit for this team, but as we go through a couple other ones, obviously there's Scott Brooks. Brad Stevens I feel is just unrealistic, as Boston's pretty much got him on lock. Same unfortunately with Jason Kidd. Would love to have Jason Kidd on the team. Not really sure half of these computer-generated people really don't want them running my team on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to sign Kevin McHale. We tend to have to do that separately, because otherwise if I don't, 2K randomly says I'm over budget when clearly I'm not. So we ended up getting Kevin McHale. We got my full staff. We're going to go ahead and move into the draft. But before we do that, we actually have to import the draft class, because when you do start today, 2K just gives you a bunch of random players that nobody's ever heard of because they've made them up themselves. So obviously we want this to be a fairly realistic simulation, and in order for that you kind of need the players that are coming up in the draft. So we also are just going to kind of look at possibly, I was thinking about dealing Jimmy for moving up in the draft, but with the Celtics moving all the way to 4 with the Brooklyn pick, I don't feel I really want to do that. I also considered moving Robin Lopez with his deal and that 16th pick to move up, but I couldn't find great value, so I decided that we would just keep our pick, and I don't feel like the Bulls would trade Lopez anyway unless they also got rid of Butler just to fully clean house. So now we're going to go ahead and simulate to our pick. I don't feel like looking at the computer, pick 15 different picks, because they probably will mess it up somehow anyway. And we're not going to look at trade offers. I don't feel like the Bulls will end up trading their pick, so we're going to try and pick for the Bulls. Now, in my mind, I was hoping somebody would be left here by 2K. Unfortunately, they are not. So more than likely, it looks like Hammonds is going to end up being the guy that we take. And so I don't mind that. He's a point guard. Granted, he's not the flashy De'Aaron Fox or anything that I really wanted for this team, but it's just not going to work out, because we're going to go ahead and try and see what offers we get for the 16th overall pick. I just don't feel like we'll get a whole lot, as there's Jared Bayless. There's just a couple of mediocrities. The Celtics pick, unfortunately, is not the Brooklyn pick as much as I wanted it to be. Dwight Howard, I feel like would have been nice. I just feel like he will regress rather quickly, and he is on that big contract. And if we end up getting Dwayne Wade to sign his player option, it would just leave us with no cap really to work, or to try and acquire some other role players for the team. So we're kind of looking around. I decided not to take Hammonds, mainly because we're giving up the other pick. I know it's top 10 protected, but honestly, I would like to keep my pick, because when you're rebuilding a team, you kind of need the assets in order to do it. So we are going to go ahead and take Hammonds with the 16th overall pick, and we'll go ahead and simulate all the way through the draft, because I don't feel like watching the computer pick through 2 different rounds of players that I will not ever be having on my team. So now we gotta wait on 2K to take forever to load. I do feel like the Bulls potentially could take Hammonds this year. I would really like a bigger asset, as we surprisingly see Ball fall all the way to the 76ers at 3. And of course, he's an 84 overall, because 2K is stupid. I don't feel like he'll actually be rated that high, but hey, hopefully he's not. I'm sick and tired of the hype. Now we're going to go ahead and go to team player options. I'm not going to give Rondo his $14 million, mainly just because it's $14 million. We are, however, going to bring back Jerry and Grant. I like him. He's on a cheap deal. Why not? Cameron Payne, hate him. Hate his haircut. Just don't like the guy. Hate his style. Just not a fan. So we're going to go ahead and let him walk. And, of course, your usual free agents are available. And then player contracts. Unfortunately, we still have, it looks like, Dwayne Wade's player option, which he very well might accept, which is kind of going to tie our hands a little bit as far as the team goes. And now, of course, 2K is saying I didn't go through this. Now, qualifying offers, I am going to give Mirotic one, mainly because I don't want him going anywhere. I feel like in real life he'll get paid a little more, which means he'll walk. And Michael Carter Williams, he's rated too low, can't shoot, doesn't fit my offense, and he wants $4.5 million. So that's a no. Alright, now we're going on 2K to load. So right here, this is going to be what the team looks like at this point. Unfortunately, Dwayne Wade did decide to accept his player option, leaving us with not a whole lot of wiggle room. I would like to try and sign maybe a point guard of some sort to kind of take the reins for a little bit, and obviously some bench depth, as we are extremely low on that. But if you like this, like, subscribe for more of this series, and comment what you think we should do as far as free agency goes. And I will catch you guys next time. This has been Mike 2K with a 2K Start Today series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.